75, 58, 89, 92, 84, 95, 63, 78, 88, halfway done, 96, 67, 59, some people didn't do too well, did they? 70, 83, 89, 76, 85, 94, and 90. Once you're turning to look the other way. Jot those numbers down, and then we'll talk about this.
We got a message.
No, message.
Okay, first things first, frequency table. Just like it sounds, the word frequency means what? Sandy Bollinger? You get your frequent flyer mile, frequent something or other there. Maybe?
Here's 101.
Yeah, okay, kind of like how often or when you do something or whatever it is. Okay, it usually means it kind of repeats there. And we are gonna look at the frequency of these numbers, because when you have, this is kind of what we call raw data. If you look at this, these numbers are really hard to understand because they're all scattered about in some sort of willy-nilly fashion. You know, they don't make a lot of sense. There's not a lot you can get from there. I mean, I did say it looked like some people didn't do too well because I saw a couple 50s in there, which doesn't seem like a good score. But we want to, when you have raw data, you want to organize it in some way so you can kind of get a picture. I mean, if just looking at those numbers there, would you say that the class did okay? Did they do very well? Did they not do good at all? Not do well at all? Okay, so that's why we're going to use a frequency table to organize the data. Okay? And rather than just putting, making each number a different group, we're going to have a range of numbers. Let me see if I can find this thing here. I wonder if I could split this screen. I bet I could. Only through the magic and the wonderment of modern technology. Oh, that doesn't seem to work. Wait, how come it doesn't go in the middle? Don't worry, kids. I haven't done this before. How about a frequency table? You see that on my thing here? Here it is, histogram diagram. There we go. You've got this little piece of paper here, right? Yes, sir, we do. Watch this. Bam. How's that? Huh? What is this? Bam. Okay. You've got a chart for a frequency table, and that's going to help us to organize the numbers there. Now, usually, for example, when you do your grades, we don't list every grade category separately. We make it a grade, a range of numbers, and that's what we're going to do with this frequency table. So in other words, I mean this. We're going to make some numbers, and I don't think I can write on this, can I? Oh, make them up big. Okay, how do I get to see all of these numbers and see this over here?
Maybe
Any
you could
suggestions?
You could zoom out a little bit.
I could zoom out. How does that work? Zoom out. Zoom out. Ooh,
It worked.
that is impressive. How's that? Still there?
There we go.
Do I have all the numbers? Is there any past 78 or not?
80, 90.
Just scoot over.
How's that? Good?
Yeah.
All right, ready? All they do is hit this number here. You'll hear a little click. Okay, you won't hear the click. You'll pretend you hear the click. Okay. So what the deal is with this, okay? In our frequency table, we have to list what ranges we're actually going to talk about. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our first group all the numbers that range between 50 and 59. Okay? So write down on your frequency table 50 to 59. You could put test scores right here in this little label here. I can't write that small, but you can write there. So if the first one is 50 to 59, what do you suppose the next range is going to be? Anybody who's really sharp and thinking well. Taylor?
60 to 69.
Very good. 60 to 69. You're on some sort of a roll here. Anybody think they got the next one there, Kaylin?
70 to 79.
70 to 79. And then probably we have the, Andrew?
80 to 89.
80 to 89. And then quite possibly we have the,
99.
let's just do 90 to 100, but I don't think there are any hundreds there, but we don't want to make one whole row just for 100, but I don't, there wasn't 100 over there. And then we organize it by doing this. You take your little pencil there and we go one by one the numbers. 63 falls right here, correct? So you put a tally mark there. 75, 58, 89, 92. We're working on the same thing here. 84, 95. You can do this on your own. You don't have to really watch me do this. We'll see if we come up with the same thing. 78, 88, 96, 67, 59, 70, 83, 89, 76, 85, 94, and 90. Did I get that right? How many numbers do we have altogether? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Think I got 20? Sure, why not? Yep. So your tally mark should look a lot like mine. If not, then you probably did yours wrong. I don't want to sound like zooming in. What happened to zoom in? Bam. So your chart looks like that. Okay. Now, what do you suppose we're going to do with frequency? It's a tough one. It's right. What's that, Ryan? Yeah, you're just going to take the tally marks and write the number that is over there. So, in the 50 to 59, there were 2 people. 60 to 69, there were 3 people. In the 70 to 79, there were 4 people. 80 to 89, 6 people, and then the 90 to 100 was 5 people there. Okay, so now the data is a little bit more organized, right? You can kind of give me some information. Do you think most kids did okay on the test? Yeah, pretty much. You know, where did most of the kids score between 80 and 89, or even 80 to 100? So you had 11 of the 20 scoring there. And then one more way to, instead of using numbers, but to see this visually, is to take the frequency table and make what we have on top there, make what we call a histogram, children. This is a histogram. Everybody there's not a person alive that doesn't like a histogram once in a while. And what is it? It is a bar graph that shows intervals. It's a type of bar graph that shows intervals. And you'll like this because it's pretty simple. All we are doing is taking, can I get them both in here? I think so. we are taking our frequency table and really rotating it 90 degrees and showing it in bar graph form. Okay, and you'll understand once I get to this thing here. By the way, this label here is, the label on the bottom is going to be test scores, because that's, the bottom is now going to be this side. This side is going to be our bottom, test scores. And the one going up and down is now going to be the frequency. Okay, so each row here, like this is going to be our bar turning this way. So I have to cut my graph up here into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal pieces as best I can. I will freehand it just because. Oh, how big should each one be if I want 5? Maybe this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That look good? Yes, that's right. Going fast. You'll get this. As soon as I do this, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's pretty simple here. Okay, so this little block right here stands for this first interval. This is the number of kids who scored from 50 to 59. This is the number who scored from 60 to 69. This is the 70 to 79. This is the 80 to 89. And the last one is the 90 to 100 range. And then the lines, these just stand for the number of kids. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here is where the ooh and the on part comes in. What color should we go? Let's go orange. Okay, might go a little lower. So all we have to do is this. How many kids scored from the 50 to 59? Just dos. So you just color a bar up to number 2. That means 2 kids scored from 50 to 59. How many kids scored from 60 to 69? 3. So you color in up to the 3. How many scored from 70 to 79? 4. How many from 80 to 89? 6. You know this song? Yes. And then how many from 90 to 100? 5. Now notice something important about a histogram. It's a bar graph, but there are no spaces. Most bar graphs have like blank spaces between the bars. In a histogram, you put them right next to each other because you really want to see the comparison in them. Okay, you're comparing how many. Did I get it all right? Did I do something wrong? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that see how that all worked all spiffy keen and happy go lucky? Yes. Alright, look at that. That was fun and exciting. How much time do we have? I don't want to get started on something I don't have time to finish.
We can finish reading.
Who has their books here to read? That's the question.
Everyone's supposed to.
No, we're not going to the juvenile.